Ray, Aston Villa winger Leon Bailey got us talking here at talkSPORT yesterday. We're all having a conversation about that moment, that last kick of the game against Wolves in midweek when this happened.
Bailey in behind the defence and he's racing clear past the goalkeeper. He's gone beyond him. It's an open goal and he's missed it. An open goal, 10 yards from it. No one between him and 3 points, and he's missed the opportunity.
Leon Bailey just walking right in front of us. He's absolutely distraught. He's in serious emotional agony.
He's missed the chance. Be angry, but don't lay on the floor crying about it. I almost get, if he goes over and kicks the hoarding or shows a bit of anger, but don't lay on the floor sobbing.
But that's what he did. So how do you pick yourself up after you have missed a sitter? Do you know something, Ray? Who better to ask?
I think the best players in the world have missed it.
Well, they have. And this fella certainly did. Because do you remember this? Former Liverpool and Israeli striker Ronnie Rosenthal. In 1992, he did this.
Sean Teal goes up for it, but he's beaten by Ronnie Rosenthal. Rosenthal, and it looks like a goal, and he's hit the crossbar. Would you believe it?
He did. When it seemed easier to score, Ronnie Rosenthal hit the bar. I caught up with Ronnie yesterday. He's over in Tel Aviv. He took him back to that moment when they were away to Aston Villa and he missed that sitter.
Yeah, of course I remember it very much. You know that I've missed a huge chance, and you know it was a bit frustrating at that particular moment. But you know I always knew that this is part of football, and I understood that if you don't want to miss, don't play football or any other sport. So yeah, of course I do remember it. I still scored at that game, but yeah, it's obvious that I will always remember it because it was, I would try it many other time and I would still score. So yeah, that particular time, I've missed it, and that's and fine. I accept it, and.
But that's it. You've accepted it. So Leon Bailey, the other night, was absolutely inconsolable. What would you say to him about that miss, Ronnie?
I would tell him just to relax, and I personally don't think it's a huge miss because I've seen, and we have seen, I think, other misses who are worse than this one. Yes, he was still under pressure. And, he just tried, but, it was one of these days that it did not work out for him. But I think he should just forget it.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised too about just how it affected him. But it's what he does now that counts, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I think he should. I'm sure he will forget about this. And, you don't talk about players who are not known. You want only to remember the players who are, well known in football, who are playing in a top football, and you want to talk about their misses because players who are playing in, lower league, you don't talk about this, So that's life.
That famous miss of yours, Ronnie, even though you got over it, did people remind you of it constantly?
Of course, and I'm happy. They can keep asking me about this. That's not a problem.
So, Ronnie, finally, if Leon Bailey of Aston Villa is listening, what do you want to say to him?
He can call me if he wants. I will talk to him, no problem. But he should be relaxed.
Do you know what, Ray?
That's a great
interview. That.
Brilliant.
He's quite right, isn't he,
Yeah,
Ronnie?
absolutely. You can have, it's a roller coaster ride being a footballer, Jim. You can have ups and downs. And he would have been devastated because I think circumstances as well. The game, there was 1-0 down, got back the equaliser, Danny Ings. Last minute of stoppage time. Come on, I can win it for Aston Villa, 3 points. And he misses that chance. And I'm just looking at a few comments of Wrighty, what a striker Ian Wright was.
Yeah.
And he probably missed chances like that, but he just got on with it. Right, score the next one. That's what you got to do. So Leon Bailey, next time he plays, make sure you bag a goal and you forget about that one very, very quickly.
Sure.
But Ronnie,
he's right.
We always remember
right.
that. The pitches weren't as good though. I would have blamed a little bit of a bubble on the pitch then. They weren't like carpets.
But his was a sitter.
Absolute sitter, open goal.
Whereas Bailey's
that was
wasn't.
a lot harder. Harder for Bailey's point of view. He's under a little bit more pressure, as Ronnie says there, than he was. But he's just got to get on with it in football, I'm afraid. Goalkeepers make mistakes. Imagine if you looked at every single mistake you made as a goalkeeper, what's cost you the game sometimes, or a goal. People give away penalties, which big games, and could cost your team. So you just got to get over it, whatever, and be strong-minded. Probably doesn't help. Ronnie Rosendahl didn't have social media back in the day.
That's true.
And people will be probably... Leon Bailey probably don't... I wouldn't look at your social media that night after missing that chance.
I like what Ronnie said at the end there, and he actually said it after the chat. I'm serious. If Leon Bailey... And if, Leon, you are listening to talkSPORT this morning, it's Friday morning, Ronnie is serious about it. If you want to have a chat with him, by all means, I'll put you on to him. I can do that. I know the boys at Villa to do that. But... at the end of the day, Rosenthal's right. It's what you do next.
Yes, absolutely.
The moment's gone.
You have a bad game. Everybody has bad games, and you know you've played poorly. He knows, look, on another occasion would have scored that. He didn't score. Get on with it. Yeah, you can't look back. Always look forward.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.